Started off with a massive shock and awe tactic from our principal. There's a £2 million deficit. We're going to sack 40 of you. We're going to cut hours on A-levels. We're going to cut every section of the college, from the learning centre to support workers, tutor support workers and so on, the whole raft across the college, which, thank you, united us all. And we're in a position now where we're down to 13 people. They're still planning to make redundant, which equals around £240,000 to £250,000, and they have up to £6 million in their kitty. We've had magnificent campaigns so far. We've had civil disobedience. We've had sit-ins of hundreds of people. We've had people not wanting to talk in meetings but go out and march down to the town hall. We've been to the GLA. We've been across to the market. We've been everywhere. We've had a magnificent community march. And I think we're here to say we are part and we're bedded into the community that we serve. We're here for dignity and respect for staff and students alike. We're here for equal opportunities for all. And we'll then hear from the panel about how they see things, where they've come from, and then open up to everyone else.
First of all, I would like to say thank you to you, Mark. Thank you, Tanel, for inviting me to be here. It's a pleasure to be here and giving a speech in front of all of you. Yes, I am the ward councillor. My name is Councillor Dulal Udin. I'm the councillor for Poplar and Limehouse. I'm the respect councillor. I'm the local boy, brought up locally. I know the college inside out. I know a lot of students that goes to the college. I know a lot of families that locally goes to the college. I share their concern and I share their worries. I like to say, I have been working for local people, local community for many years now. What I would like to say to you, some of the work you've collectively been putting in the last few months towards the college service card, just want to say thank you to all of you for fantastic work you've been putting out. I would like to just read a note. I fully support the all-out strike action of the lecturers and other staff at Hamlets College. This is a complete madness to cut courses when we need public in this most deprived of communities to receive as much as education as possible, enhance their life changes. It is particularly disgusting that the cuts are occurring in courses on English for speakers of other language. This is a massive attack on the women amongst the ethnic minorities in Hamlets. I trust that you will receive the support of other councillors, trade unionists and the community, and that will be victorious in this fight which affects all of us. I just want to touch on a few more things. If you want my support, my help, my colleagues' support, my colleagues' help, please invite us. We'll be here, we'll be coming round to support you and help you. Collectively, we stand and we fight this. United, we stand and fight this battle. Believe me, we can win, and we can surely send good message to the government that we're here for good reason, we're not here for bad reason, and we're for local people, national people, deprived people. We're going to fight for them and we're going to stand up for them. Thank you very much.
If we look around, the solidarity that we've got so far in terms of real money is starting to pour in. I think we've already hit £3,000 or £4,000. One college gave £1,000, right? So it's huge. That's just one college. In the room, if I look around, there's people that brought £200, £100, £600. I know where it's all coming from, where we've broken that money. But it isn't just about the good old trade unions coming together. It is about community. And I think we need a demonstration on Saturday, the 12th. In a week's time, what was the high point of our campaign, really? It was when the day the BNP got elected. I didn't realise till a day later because I was on the streets with 700 or 1,000 people. We were black and white. It was Muslim women wearing headscarves. It was the local posties that couldn't make it because they're on strike today. And it was all those people coming together. But I think we could do something much bigger. And if we win this dispute, if we all pile in to win this one, what we could leave behind is a community that can fight to defend itself. And it means whether it's London Met or the fire service or the NHS or the kid going to university or the ESOL student, we've got something to defend us. But that's what we need to fight for. It took us 7 days to put 700 people on the streets, but we've got more people with us now. What if we put 2,000 or 3,000 people on the streets on Saturday and said we'll go for it? How inspiring would that be? Every little fight could begin to believe that they could win. And I think we have to seriously from here do that. We've got a march route that we had before. We could go for that again. We could send out the emails and the information. We could do it very quickly. And all of us in this room, if we just went out to our own workmates or students, we could easily put on a couple of thousand people, and it would rock our principal and everyone in this community.
Well, first of all, can I say it's a pleasure for me to be invited to come and speak to you this evening about your strike. Your strike has been obviously an inspiration and a lesson to everybody about how we can stand up to defend our services and our jobs. And I'd like to offer the solidarity of Tower Hamlets firefighters from across the borough for your dispute, because clearly as trade unionists we're not simply concerned with our own service and our own jobs, we're concerned with everybody's services and everybody's jobs. We need education just like you need the fire service. If we're going to fight to defend the fire service effectively, if we're going to fight to be able to defend education effectively, it means crossing that barrier and us fighting together as a single unit, and that's very, very important, and that point's been made by Paul already. I've seen the practical impact that Tower Hamlets College has had inside of our community. I'm very aware that we serve a massively diverse community inside of Tower Hamlets, where we have a population which doesn't necessarily speak English as a first language. And I've given community fire safety talks to groups of ESOL students inside of the Idea store in Whitechapel High Street, and seeing the impact that your teaching of these people has. It's about undermining racism. It's about trying to create social inclusion. It's about trying to create a cohesion inside of the community, about undermining racism, about giving people opportunities to be able to go on and play a full part inside of the community. And that is what they're attacking when they attack the education inside of Tower Hamlets. They're attacking that idea. They're attacking the idea of cohesion for people, mobility for people, and our ability to be able to go on. So your fight isn't simply about defending jobs in education. It's about defending the community at large, and an idea really about what the community should look like. And for that reason alone, people should support your fight. The second thing I want to say really is about how solidarity is the key in terms of us being able to win. Already talked a little bit about how you've been into other workplaces and discussed with other workers about how they might support you. During our disputes in the Fire Brigades Union, often people would be reluctant to push out and go and speak to teachers or go and speak to other workers because they felt that, oh really, they're not going to support us. But every time we went out and we spoke to lecturers, or we spoke to postal workers, or we spoke to train drivers, we always got the most fantastic reception. Even when sometimes it got a little bit of time to get it going because people were like, well, hang on a minute, I might feel a little bit cold. But once we got in there and we got talking, we got a dialogue going, the solidarity was always forthcoming. It's very, very important, I think, to make sure that we continue to try and develop that idea, not simply for this dispute, but for the ground that's coming. Because it's very, very clear, right, that this government, or the government that's going to be coming in, has got an agenda of smashing the public sector, of making us pay for the crisis which has been caused by their system and the banks. So everything that we do now is setting the ground for what's going to come. The more solidarity we can develop amongst each other as workers today in the fight to defend Tower Hamlets College, or the fire service, or anywhere else, is going to set the ground for the fight that is definitely coming when they come with the big broadside against us all. I've only seen in the Independent today about how 110,000 workers inside the National Health Service are being threatened with their jobs. That is a massive attack on working class people inside of this country, which has to be confronted by the power of the working class across the entire class. Not individual trade unions, but the entire trade union movement needs to move to defend the National Health Service, and that's what we're doing today. We're setting that ground. The final thing I want to say is a question of politics inside of our disputes. I think many of us would be worried, right, that we're facing a Tory government coming in on the back of all of the betrayals by Labour. But Labour could walk the election next time round if it withdrew from the war in Afghanistan and in Iraq, if it decided to defend public services, if it decided to look after the people that elected it to be an alternative to the fat cats and the bankers, if they decided to support social inclusion and workers in struggle, then they could walk the election tomorrow. And that's why we need a different kind of politics inside this country. I'm an unashamed socialist. I stand here as a socialist and a trade unionist, and I believe that we need a socialist alternative to both the Tories and the Labour government for the future. Thank you.